Welcome to yet another edition of the Blue Rafflesia, the search for this elusive plant goes on. Presently, our characters are in the North Sentinel Island of Andaman and Nicobar group of islands controlled by the Indian government. This island is generally inaccessible to any Indian or non-Indian citizen. But due to the importance of the search of the Blue Rafflesia, Indian government has allowed a secret mission to be conducted within this island, but under the supervision of Professor Bhattacharya and his selected personnel. So, if you want to know what has happened until now, please go to the previous episodes of the Blue Rafflesia. Today, we will begin a new episode of the Blue Rafflesia. Let us begin. This story is written by me. My name is Dr. Mrinmoy Mutundar. So the story is entirely written by me. So your feedback is eagerly awaited. Any constructive feedback I will wholeheartedly accept and try to incorporate for the betterment of this story. Okay, let me begin. The investigating officer, Panda, has overcome a lot of hostility in his entire career in the police force. But this tiger case is not leaving him. It is plaguing him for the last 6 months, and it is aching him like a fish stuck in the teeth which is neither coming out nor going in. First, the tiger disturbed him in the jungles of the Simlipa, which is common, but then it suddenly enters the city of Bhubaneswar. This is the capital city and full of human beings. Large scale urbanization is going on in this city, so it is weird. And then here in this remote island of North Sentinel, where there is no written or verbal history of tiger sightings, but now he is hearing its growls more clearly than what comes out from a sound box. Is it possible? And why me? Why this tiger is always disturbing me? Thought Panda. At this time, he saw the tiger in full view, crossing the pathway that was created by the rainwater crisscrossing the jungles. It is nearly 6 feet long, from its nose to tail. Its weight will be more than 300 kilos. It is huge. Its color is golden yellow, little brighter from the Royal Bengal tiger, which are generally seen in the wild forest of the Indian subcontinent. He just stands still behind the bush. The sheer presence of the tiger has stolen all his bravery, smartness, and pride of being an experienced police officer. It is a monster. This type of tiger is generally not seen in the jungles of India. He remembered the resemblance of a tiger with a Siberian counterpart. But now the question is how a tiger from Siberia has come into the jungles of Andaman. Mr. Loudspeaker, can I ask you something? Gomez suddenly interrupted the altercation that was going on in between Professor Basu and the voice from the soundbox. Yes, the voice replied. What about the tribesmen? We have heard a lot about the Sentinelist tribe and their hostility against the common man. We spent so many days in this island, but found none of them. They are known to throw arrows and specks at any human visitors to their island, but none such incident was observed or faced during our stay. What is the reason? Do you have any idea? Gomez queried. After smiling for 5 long minutes, which was quite irritable for his listeners, the voice from the soundbox replied. I have made them inert by one of my inventions. How? All the listeners shouted at him. Before setting here with the help of 10 to 12 drones, I have sprayed a gas that can make any living being into its vegetative state. At that time, the living being become non-living without any sense. That means neither they can walk, nor they can talk, or nor they can run, just like a tree, or when a human being goes into coma. They will not die, but they will be similar to that. You scoundrel, you have killed one of the rarest civilizations in earth, a type of tribesmen who are only present in this type of islands. That is why government is protecting them. And you have killed them all, shouted Raj. He was very annoyed and helpless after hearing the decimation of the rarest tribesman in the world. Kid, stop shouting at me, or I will do the same to you all. Do you want that? The voice stopped Raz from making his point. They have not died. When my work will be over, I have the antidote, and I will administer the same to them to make them normal. The voice said. Is it possible? Professor Basu asked doubtfully. Because they are not eating anything from so many days. How can they regain their energy after you give them the antidote? Good question, Professor Basu. Yes, if I apply the antidote after a year, then within this time they all will die. But we will achieve our objective here once you tell me the specific location of the Blue Rafflesia that you have already discovered. So the life of the tribesman depends on you all. If you give the info I desired, then you will be killed, but the tribesman will be saved. They'll be free and alive. Because I am a scientist, I know the significance. I know the significance of this sentinelist tribe. I hope you understand the significance. But to provide you the exact location, you must allow us to visit the place from where you kidnapped us. Professor Basu replied. Let us finish our job. At least we can make make a lasting contribution, or the last contribution for the benefit of the land. Let us make the lasting contribution and also our last contribution. Quipped Rohit. So you want to visit the place again, right? Okay, I will take all of you to that place. My guards will be there and drones will monitor you. You have to find me the exact locations. Once you locate the Blue Rafflesia and the uranium under it, I'll be rich and rich enough to pursue my dream of being the world's richest scientist. So that was your main objective. Rohit againly interrupted the voice. Yes, Rohit, yes, I want money. I will invest that to make mediums and and sell those mediums to earn more money. These mediums will cure blood cancer, and from those mediums I will earn money. The speech ended with laughter, which has greed written all over them. Then suddenly it became silent. The guards came and take the listeners to their cell again. Panda was very surprised that although a tiger is here, but he cannot find any other animals, not a bird nor reptiles like snakes and crocodiles, which are supposed to be present in this type of rainforest. He cannot understand the reason. The jungle is entirely silent, and again at that moment he heard the growl of the tiger again. And so is the people shouting. What happened? Panda thought. From where on earth so many people came into the island? As per his information, only one team was allowed to enter this island, and that team has more or less 6 to 7 people. So, how so many people are shouting? Although Panda cannot see them, but he can hear of them all. What is happening outside the cell? Why so many noise? As if something has attacked a group of people. The cellmates from their cell is hearing the same noise that Panda has heard. Joyita was terrified, Raz and Rohit surprised, and Gomez's sleep got broken. Professor Basu was curious. Tiger, 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 tiger. This is the only sound they are hearing from the out people running here and there outside their cell. Although they cannot see them because their cell is totally isolated and it is placed within a isolated room in the cave. But still they can hear the running of the girds, might be, or other people, and along with their voice or their shouts, tiger, tiger, tiger. A tiger in Sentinel Island. Although we or anyone else have not ventured into these jungles ever, but how can a tiger roam around in these places? Neither in this island nor in the entire group of islands, which is referred to as Andaman and Nicobar, you can find any history of tigers. But now we are hearing its presence. Suddenly, a lot of commotions erupted in the tunnel. The guards are yelling again, tiger, tiger, tiger. Save us, save us, save us. Dear God. Again, a large growl was heard. Then multiple growls were heard, whether there are one or many tigers. Sudden sound of growling, probably from multiple tigers, surprised Panda also. He was really questioning himself whether I am in my senses or whether some unknown herbs and their smell has tranquilized my nervous system. He pinched himself and reacted with oof. That means my senses are okay. I am not dreaming or under influence of any toxic substance. Then how many tigers are here in this island? Yes, Panda knows that this island has been hitherto unexplored. This is one of those islands in the Andaman and Nicobars where no modern man has given his footsteps. These islands are reserved for the indigenous and rarest of rare tribesmen of North Sentinel Island. So this is weird, super weird. At that moment, he heard something is running straight at him with only one intention to strike him dead, it seems. He turned around and found a massive boar is coming straight at him. He was terrified. One side a tiger, another side a boar. Wild boar, they are known to be extremely impolite if they are disturbed. But Panda was thinking that where on earth have he disturbed this creature? But he is a smart policeman also. He spotted a creeper with strong stem hanging just a feet away. He jumped and got hold of the creeper, and with full energy he started to climb above. But he failed. His savior, the creeper, was not strong enough to hold his body weight, and it broke in the middle, and Panda, along with some other branches and few empty bird nests, falls at the ground. Panda was convinced this is the end of his life. He was upset that he will be killed, not by any dreaded gangsters, smugglers, terrorists, not even a petty thief, but by a rampaging wild boar. That also in these remote jungles like this, which is not explored by any member of the civilized world. His body will rot here, and even he will not receive the last rites from his family. But after falling, when he was thinking all this, Surprisingly, he noticed that where is the boar? No one is there, only the growls of the tiger can be heard. Whether the boar was afraid of those tigers and it has turned around for his life, everything in this island is fishy. At this time, he heard the growls of the tiger along with some human voice. What happened? Is someone being chased by the tigers? Only questions, no answer. He stood up and slowly moved to the bushes towards the growls he heard. He must know what is going on here. After walking for some time, he found a cave and some people, around 20 of them, is running out of the cave as if they have been chased by something that is surely going to kill them. He thought whether the tigers have attacked the people, but by observing the clothing of these people, he was convinced that they are not from these islands. They are from outside. He have the news that only 6 to 7 people has been allowed to enter this island. But here is so many modern people. Whether his source has provided him false information, but he was a very reliable source. He will not bluff him. But assume that maybe Professor Bhattacharya and Jayanta has also been included in the team as they were also researching about the Blue Rafflesia. Anyway, now he finds that there are many more in the team, not 8 or 7 or 6. There are 20, I think more than 20. He suddenly got hold of one of the person running out and asked him, what happened? Why are you running? The person got stalled, seeing Panda. He has no information that some other person is also there, excluding them and the prisoners. Without thinking much, he shouted at Panda, run, run, run for your life. A gang of tigers is chasing us. We are doomed. If you do not run, you will be doomed also. Run, my friend, run. Janto, Raj, Rohit, Professor Bashu, Patnaik, are you listening me? Are you here? The cellmates were first surprised by the sound of the growling tigers. Now they are super surprised by hearing the sound of the voice of Professor Bhattacharya. Janto, where are you? I am Bhubash. The loud voice of Bhubash is crystal clear. All the inmates screamed with joy. They are really worried about Professor and other people who have not been captured yet. Then they hear the footsteps of multiple people, but the growl of the tiger still persists. At that moment, they also heard the sound of chopper blade. After them, Professor Bhattacharya emerged from the darkness. Along with him, there was Hubash and Mohanty. Oh, no, there is another person also, Panta, the investigating officer of the BBSR Tiger case. Ah, here you are, Jayanta, my beloved student. How are you, Professor Basu? Raj, Rohit, and Gomesh, all of you are okay? And Patnaik Sahib, how are you? Professor Bhattacharya, with a broad and relieved smile in his face, came to the gate of the cell, and Bhubas broke the lock, and all the inmates came out, rejoiced by their freedom, but astonished with a lot of queries in their mind. Don't be surprised. Let us move back to our hotel in Port Blair first. Then I will answer all your queries. First, freshen up, relax. But Professor, what about our search for Blue Rafflesia, uranium? Professor Basu yelled, and all other inmates with the same question in their mind stared at Professor, expecting an answer that may not be as per their desire, but at least may not surprise them again. Enough of surprise today. The mystery of Blue Rafflesia is resolved. Yes, there is uranium in the island, but that was not identified or indicated by Blue Rafflesia, but by the instruments of Professor Basu and Bubas. Professor Bhattacharya replied, to reduce the tension of the inmates. Bark will take care of those. One work in this island is finished. As you see, all the associates of Dr. Gupta has been caught, including our diver and the moles in IB, Information Bureau. The tribesman who were doped by Dr. Gupta by his invention is now free of influence of that chemical. Actually, we have already spread the anecdote. Now, we must leave the place. As you know, these tribesmen are extremely hostile to the modern people. So we must leave first, rest of the query that you all have. I will answer them in the hotel room. Let us first depart now if you do not want to get hit by the arrows of the tribesmen. They are very, very angry. They cannot understand where they are, where they were for so many days. So they cannot recall their past. So they are very much surprised, confused, and as a result, they are very, very angry. And also they are getting the smell of modern human. So that is why they are extremely worried that we, the modern human, which they thought as a demon, has or may destroy their beloved motherland. So, first let us depart, then I will answer all your queries. I promise. With this, Professor Bhattacharya stopped his speech and then ran for the chopper along with his friends. Port Blair, the conference room of the hotel. All the team members of Professor Bhattacharya who have visited the North Sentinel Island for the search of Blue Rafflesia is sitting in the front room. Mohanty and Panda is also there, along with the person who have briefed the team for the mission of Blue Rafflesia in New Delhi. After some agonizing minutes, Professor Bhattacharya enters the room. All eyes move toward him. All the audience were extremely excited to hear the mystery behind Blue Rafflesia. Why the search was called off? What happened to Dr. Gupta, the voice behind the sound box? And how Professor found out that the voice behind the box is of Dr. Gupta's? How Panda and Professor meet with each other at the jungles, as Panda was not part of the team? And lastly, what about the mystery of the tigers? How can so many tigers come in that island? What is the origin of the tigers? Whether they are the inhabitants of the island or they are being bought from somewhere else. As informed by Panda, who have seen the tigers, and according to him, those tigers are not from India. They are not well Bengal tigers. They are maybe from Siberia. They are big, really, really big. My friend, first of all, kindly welcome my friend, philosopher, and guide, Dr. Gupta, in the stage. The audience was shocked to hear the announcement from Professor. Dr. Gupta, the man behind all the tortures that they have endured during the captivity at the island. According to Professor, he was behind all the illegal activities that had taken place during and before the search of Blue Rafflesia has been initiated. With this, I stopped, and in the next episode, probably this story will be finished. You all will understood who this Dr. Gupta actually is and how these mysteries were solved by Professor Bhattacharya. So if you want to know the mysteries, oh sorry, not the mysteries, but the facts behind the mysteries, then kindly tune in for the next episode of the Blue Rafflesia, which probably is the last episode of this series. So, thank you for your patience, and if you like the story, kindly like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I Tell Difficulty. Thank you, and goodbye, and namaste for today.